Bitchy Bitchy Gossip Guru here with
Andrew.
and tonight we're doing some 2012 Oscar predictions.
Basically, what we're going to do is the Oscars is this Sunday, and what we're going to basically do is pull up the list of all the categories and then select the categories that are actually interesting and talk about them. Some categories aren't interesting, like best something with, I don't know, best credits, I don't know, who cares. Anyways, I don't know all the categories. She's far more educated in this stuff than I am. But, the one thing we have to say is we have not seen every single movie that's ever existed that they're nominating for the Academy Awards.
By any means.
Yes. So we're just going to wing it. So when it comes down to something like Best Supporting Actor in a Role or something like that, and we haven't seen any of the movies, I'm just going to pick someone I like, you know? Yeah.
We're just gonna predict based off their past performances.
So you want to start at the bottom and work to our top?
Which means what exactly?
The bottom of the page. Like, do you want to leave lead actor and lead actresses and all that stuff at the end, or do you want to have that be the beginning?
We can just go with that.
What, at the end or at the beginning?
In the beginning.
Okay. So, with that said, let's get this scrolled. Okay. Actor in a lead role. How about you do the names, because you're better at pronunciation than I am.
The first name looks hard to pronounce.
Deminia Bashir in A Better Life. Go ahead.
Something like that.
Yeah.
George Clooney in The Descendants.
Jean Dujardin in The Artist.
Gary Oldman in Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy.
And Brad Pitt in Moneyball. Okay, so we haven't really talked to each other at all before this, so I don't know who she's going to pick, but I know who I'm going to pick. I hope I know who I'm going to pick. So, how about ladies first?
I'm just kind of looking over the
Okay.
list here. I can
Okay.
do this. It's just gonna be a moment. I'm gonna put some
I
thought
was
into
gonna.
this.
Okay, then I'll say mine first. It gives you the time to think. So, as much as I like Brad Pitt and I like George Clooney, they're both good actors. I feel like they always do a role to get the nomination, particularly George Clooney. Maybe that's just me. But I'm going to go with Gary Oldman in the Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. He seems to be a very well-diverse actor who's able to do multiple different roles and not just have the same persona for every role he does, which a lot of people do. Like Shia LaBeouf, the Beef. The Beef does the same role for everything. Or like Nicolas Cage, he does the same role for everything. But it feels like these guys can actually do, not these guys, Gary Oldman can actually do multiple roles. So that's my pick.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Brad Pitt for Moneyball. Probably because I am a baseball fan, and this was based off
Okay. Go ahead.
of a baseball
Story.
team and story of that team. But I just like Brad Pitt's acting in what I've seen him in. I've seen him probably in more things than I've seen George Clooney's work in. So Brad Pitt, I particularly like him in Meet Joe Black, Anthony Hopkins.
I think Brad Pitt is a good actor.
I think he has
a
it
lot
coming his way.
I think he has more diversity than George Clooney.
George Clooney, I
George
feel like
Clooney.
I'm hearing more about how he's a silver fox than his actual acting. He's not a bad actor, but I hear more about his personal life, I feel like, than his acting.
Well, let's move
But,
on.
I mean, they're good friends. They're both good actors, so I'd be happy either way, but I'm going to root for Brad Pitt. We'll see what happens, though.
Okay, so actor in a supporting role.
Also known as Best Supporting Actor. Okay, the first one is Kenneth Branagh in My Week with Marilyn.
Jonah Hill in Moneyball.
Nick Nolte in Warrior.
Christopher Plummer in Beginners.
Max Von Sydow in Extremely Loud and
Incredibly
Incredibly
obnoxious. Close.
Close.
Yeah. We have the video thing up in front. Um, you know, this is a toss-up between two people for me. The first one for Kenneth. I heard My Week with Marilyn was good. I did not see the movie, but I heard it was good. I heard his portrayal in it was pretty good. However, if I had to take a pick, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very educated in these actors, but I'm gonna give it to I don't know. I'm gonna give it to Jonah Hill. I like him. I think he's funny. I think he's good. And I really want to. You know what? I think he will give. I'm gonna give it to him. Your choice. Go.
Okay, I nominate Christopher Plummer. Christopher Plummer is a classic actor, and my favorite Christopher Plummer movie is The Sound of Music, Captain Von Trapp. Um, I don't know. I think he's a timeless actor, and I think even
Love him. Continue.
intermission.
No, no,
I
keep
think
going.
even where he's more of a veteran than some of the other nominees, and you may say give someone new like Jonah Hill a shot at it. I just think he's deserving of it. I like Jonah Hill. He is in mainly comedies, and not that comedies shouldn't be up for Oscars, but for some reason I feel like dramas are more of a candidate for Oscars because you can obviously take it more seriously.
Oh, see, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. It's opinions like that. Wow, I'm far away. It's opinions like that that has to be like some independent film, some drama that has to be for best whatever. Why can't a comedy or a horror film or a superhero film be put as best film or best actor or whatever? I'm not saying they deserve it, but if the movie is good enough, should it deserve it? What I'm saying is that it shouldn't just be exclusive to one particular area. But we're getting off track. I'm sorry. I just jumped in. So you want to move on? Best actress in a lead role.
I just don't know that you can see the depth of an actor based on comedy roles alone. I think it needs to extend to
Okay,
other genres.
so can I have see the depth of an actor in a superhero film? No. So you don't think that anything from The Dark Knight, like I don't know, Heath Ledger's performance, wasn't the depth of an
Well,
actor?
that was a dramatic role.
Not, yeah, but
I'm
it's still.
rooting for dramatic roles.
Oh,
I
see,
think more in favor of
I think the ability to make someone
Oscars.
laugh is a very important thing too.
It is.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to be on a standstill with this. Moving on to Best Actress in a Leading Role.
Glenn Close and Albert Nobbs.
Viola Davis in The Help.
Rooney Mara and the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Meryl Streep in Iron Lady.
Michelle Williams in My Week with Marilyn. This is a tough one.
I have my two choices. What are yours? I know who you're gonna pick. Is that one?
Most
Yep.
likely.
See, I know her so well.
But I'll have you proceed because you've been going first.
My two picks are either for Meryl Streep in The Iron Lady or Rooney Mara in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I'm leaning a little bit more towards The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Rooney Mara, just because The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is based off a great book series and the movie adaptation was good. Um, Although Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is actually not the official title, that was the Americanized title. I think it's For Men That Hate Women or something along that lines. But she did a really good job in the role, and you know Meryl Streep did a good job in The Iron Lady. A story that's not really told that much about the first female prime minister, but I'm gonna have to give it to Rooney Mara.
I would love it if Viola Davis, you knew this, but I would love it if Viola Davis won for The Help because I was just crazy about that movie. I'm still crazy about that movie. It's been a while since a release in theaters has really like called to me and I really wanted to see it. And actually, I didn't end up seeing The Help in theaters. I saw it when it came out on DVD, but I think it was near flawless. And her performance was very strong. I wish they did more movies like this. I think it would have been great if someone could have done this during the time period that the movie was set. But obviously, it couldn't have been done. It would have been putting lives on the line. But anyway, it's a story that hits close to home for a lot of people, and I just think it's so good that it's so true to life, and it isn't just a repetition like many of the other movies that are being released today. It's something new and genuine, and
I wouldn't say it's new though.
I would.
Movies like this have been done a lot. Black Native American, not Native American, African American oppression with the privileged white person helping out. They've done films like that. Like Glory, I love Glory to death, but that's basically what it is.
If that's true, this one stuck with me and other ones haven't. So there's
Yeah,
something
because it's
about
geared towards females more than males.
Anyway, I nominate her, and I
She did a
stand
good job in it.
strong with that opinion. I mean, Meryl Streep deserves a nod because she's been nominated 17 times. I don't know why she hasn't won.
Because
but
other people did better than her. I don't know.
It's just, that's interesting to me. So I wish her luck, obviously, because this has been a long time coming for her. But I'm rooting for Viola, so.
Let's move on. Actress in a supporting role. You can do all these names because I don't know any of it. That's the one from Easy A and The Help, right?
I believe. No, it's not.
Is that the one? That's the friend from The Help, right?
That's Minnie in The Help.
Yeah, okay. I don't know any of the supporting actresses other than the two from The Help. That's it. I know it's horrible. I don't get time to watch movies that much. My life consists of work, karate, her, video games, comic books.
Not to mention going to the movies is expensive.
Yeah. You know what we should do is we should get Netflix on the Wii. It's cheaper with that. Anyways, go ahead. You can do all the names.
So the nominees for Best Supporting Actress: Berenice Bejo in The Artist, Jessica Chastain in The Help, Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids, Janet McTeer in Albert Nobbs, and Octavia Spencer in The Help.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take one of the two people from The Help and I'm going to flip a coin and give it to them. Heads, it's Jessica. Tails, it's Octavia. Ready? And we got heads, so I'm going to give to Jessica. Yeah, she's going to win this one.
And that's it.
I don't know the people and I haven't seen all these movies. I did not see The Bridesmaids. You saw The Bridesmaid. I didn't see The Bridesmaid.
Yeah, I wouldn't nominate Bridesmaids for anything. I mean, it was funny. There was obvious talent in it, but Bridesmaids, I guess it just wasn't my kind of humor. And I found that with most of the other people I went to see the movie with. It just wasn't our humor. We didn't find it as funny as the other audience members did. So,
okay.
I'm not going to go with Bridesmaids. I'm going to go, big surprise, I'm going to go with Octavia Spencer, who played Minnie in The Help, because I think I expressed it.
She's a poop pie maker, right?
Yeah.
The shit pie maker?
I expressed it with the Best Actress nominee rant that I just was crazy about that movie, and it's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. So, and if you've seen her in The Help as Minnie, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But I'm rooting for her. So.
Okay, let's move to Best Animated Film. Cat in Paris.
Alan Gagnon and John.
No, you don't need to say the names, do you? You can just go with the title. Chico and Rita, Kung Fu Panda 2, Puss in Boots, and Rango. My pick is going to go for the movie that we just saw tonight, and that would be Puss in Boots. It's Puss in Boots, but I like saying Boots. funny movie, enjoyable. Although it wasn't better than Shrek. Shrek was definitely better than this, all four Shreks. I think it was enough to step outside the shadow of Shrek. So I enjoyed Puss in Boots.
I'll nominate Kung Fu Panda too. I don't have a lot to say about that, but I just saw Puss in Boots
Marco is
with Andrew,
obsessed with that movie.
and I wasn't crazy about it. Of course, I'm fond of Donkey. I wish Donkey would do his own film. Eddie Murphy, listen up.
Are we doing this one?
But
Art direction?
no.
No? Well, if we did,
But
I'd give it.
I wasn't crazy. I'm not crazy about the Puss in Boots character, and just the Shrek films were a lot stronger, but it's hard to compete with Shrek when it comes to animated things, so yes. Kung Fu Panda too.
I guess we're skipping art direction because, yeah. I nominate Harry Potter. There you go. Next, are we skipping this one? Cinematography? Okay, costume design you wanted. But the problem is I haven't seen any of those movies.
Well, we've seen previews for them.
I don't know
We
if
can
that's...
skip over that if you want.
It's up to you. You want to do it?
Skip over it.
Okay, directing. Obviously, we got to do that. Okay, the artists, the Descendants. Oh yeah, I should say the name. Okay, fine. You can go first. Go ahead.
Michelle Hazanavicius.
That's why I had to go first. For the artists, we have for the Descendants, Alexander Payne.
Martin Scorsese for Hugo.
Midnight in Paris, Woody Allen.
Terrence Malick for The Tree of Life.
I haven't seen any of his films, and I don't know how well the directing was in these films. Um, so this is going to be one of our wild guesses, at least for me, and I'm going to give it to Martin Scorsese and Hugo. That looked interesting. Again, this is a wild guess. I should just flip
I'm
the
actually
coin.
going to agree with you
Hey,
because I know
randomness.
Scorsese somewhat, I know Woody Allen somewhat, and Woody Allen's quirky fellow. I think maybe Scorsese would be more up my alley for directing. So we mutually nominate Hugo for Best Director.
Film editing, no. Foreign language film, no. Makeup, that's something you want to do, right?
Well, we didn't do costuming, so
So do you want to do makeup or
we
not?
can skip makeup.
Okay. I'll give that to Harry Potter also. Music. Do you want to do music?
Sure.
Okay. The Adventures of Tintin, John Williams.
Ludovic Boris, the artist.
Hugo, Howard Shore.
Alberto Iglesias, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Warhorse, John Williams. Oh, that's unfair. He's the double up. Double up. He's in two films.
He's the man.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say he's not the man. I'm just saying it's like having The Rock versus The Rock. It's him versus him. He's gonna win no matter what. Not saying he's gonna win no matter what for the best music, but anyways, moving on. John Williams' Adventures of Tintin. Enough said. Tintin wasn't really popular over in the States, but see the film.
I'd like to see the artist, so I'm going to nominate Ludovic Boris. Based on that, I know that it was in black and white.
Hmm. That was the one without any voice. Speech. It was all
Silent
yeah,
film.
silent film. Yeah.
And I haven't seen it, but I am a fan of silent films. I've seen some with Charlie Chaplin. So I am intrigued by the artist, so let's root for that.
For music, original song, I think we're both going to agree that Man or Muppet from the Muppets deserves to win.
The two nominees are Man or Muppet and Real in Rio.
So Man and Muppet wins because
Hands
it's
down.
Man and.
That was my favorite scene from the new Muppet movie, was the Man in the Muppet routine. So
I don't know. I thought
I
the
really don't
pictures.
hesitate. I mean, sorry, regardless if there were other nominees, I would still pick that.
I would actually say for the Muppets, the pictures in my head was a little bit better of a scene because it was a very sad scene when he's looking back on all these pictures, all these past things. That and when they abducted Jack Black, that was pretty funny. Moving on. Best Picture. Oh, we're here. Okay, I guess this is the big one. Let's see if there's anything else here. Sound editing, sound mixture, visual effects.
Visual effects, I think we should do.
Okay.
Special effects.
Fine. Best Picture. The Artist, The Descendants, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, The Help,
Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, Warhorse.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not feeling all these. The Help was good. Let me tell you something about The Help. I like The Help. It was a good film, but the problem with this is, it's what Hollywood does. They need to tell a story of how an African American situation where they're trying to rise up, and they have to have the wealthy white individual help them out. If we're going to show an empowerment of an African American or a society of African Americans, why can't they just do it on their own? Why can't it be a movie based on those characters on their own? I don't want the wealthy white person to help them out. That's what the story should be about. It's sad because those are the kind of stories I want to see. That's why Red Tails, done by um, actually, George Lucas is directing it and producing it. I'll give a lot of credit for that because every actor there is African American, and it doesn't need to be a story about the white person helping out the black person rise up. It's about a group of African Americans working together as pilots, and that's what it should be. And that film was almost not made because Hollywood says that that can't be sold, and I think that's ridiculous. With that said, I don't want to upset you because I know you're going to pick The Help. Um, for all intents and purposes, I will probably pick The Help, though, because I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen any of the other films, and the films that I have seen, The Help probably still beats them out. And like I said, it's not like The Help wasn't a good film. It was a great film. It's just it follows the same standard that they always do when they tell these stories.
Yes, but the writer in The Help wouldn't have had her story without The Help providing their stories. So they had to have the courage to come forward and take those chances to have a story in the first place. Without
Okay.
them,
I'm not saying the
that was the whole
situation.
story.
I'm not saying the situation isn't logical or makes sense. It makes sense. It's logical. It's not like there's plot holes there. I'm just saying, why not do a story about them finding themselves and doing their things their own way and fighting for their freedom and their independence and their rights as human beings, rather than having it be about a white person helping them out.
Because it was based on a time where if that had been done, their
It's a
lives
help based.
were
Okay,
on the line.
I might be ignorant in this, but it's a help based off a true story.
No.
Okay, so if it's not based off a true story, I don't see why we need to have the white person helping it out. Why can't a African American anonymously?
Because if something like that had happened at the time that the movie is set, then it's not something they could have done on their own. They should have been able to do it on their own, but
Yeah,
ignorant white people
but the thing
made
is
them fear for their lives.
it's movies. It's you can stretch the limitations of belief. It's like the Curious Occasion of Benjamin Button. That's stretching imagination. That's stretching our beliefs. So why can't I have the main character? What was her name? Um,
Skeeter?
no. The main African American actress. What was her name in the film?
Baby?
Yeah, okay. Maybelline. Why can't she get so fed up on how she's treated, on the fact that she has to go and use a separate bathroom? Why can't she be so fed up that it decides to take all these stories from her friends that are going through the same thing that she's going through and then write the book herself anonymously or under the guise of a white woman or male and then publish the book. I know it's not logical when you think about the time set that it is set in because there would be a lot of screening and they would find out that she is an African American woman. But as movies, we have Optimus Prime jumping out and shooting cannons at people. Why can't we stretch the imagination a bit with that?
I think it was done the right way because if it had taken place in real life, I think that's somewhat as how it would have gone down. So I think it's pretty square on.
Like I said, I'm not arguing the logicness of it. I am not arguing the logicness. I just want there to be a film that about an society of African Americans or about an African American which focuses on the African Americans solely. You know, there's very it's you know we want to. I as an individual want to see those kind of movies that are empowering to the African Americans without having to have a white person be a factor in it. It's like I said, say what you want about George Lucas. He's telling a story where everyone in that film is African American. You do not see George Clooney come in and be like, "Hey guys, I bought you some planes. Here you go, empowering you." No, I want a film to be like I said. The Help, it does a fantastic job. It does tell a story. It does send a message. It's just cliche Hollywood in the fact that somehow the white person has to be part of it. Why can't it just be all the African American?
This could go on forever, so
No,
I
won't.
won't
One of us would need to sleep.
continue it.
We would
But
need to sleep sometime. Okay.
so obviously, I want the Help to win Best Picture.
Okay. Moving on. Short film. We don't know. What was the last one you want to do? Visual effects. For visual effects, we have Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2, Hugo, Real Steel, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, or Transformers Dark Side of the Moon. I almost said Dark Side of the Moon. Dark of the Moon. How about you go first?
First, I'm perplexed because I feel like Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Transformers Dark of the Moon didn't come out within the last year, did they?
Yeah,
They feel like they're
they were
older.
2011.
I feel like they're older.
No, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I remember Dave at Karate talking about it over the summer. It came out in the summer. And so did Dark of the Moon, because I remember seeing it with the guys during the summer. After school, after classes. Because I took summer sessions. But whatever, hey, it's there.
They just feel old for some reason.
Probably because we've had 3 Transformer films since 2007, so it's easy to get them confused or make you feel like you've seen the same thing over and over again. So yeah, what's your pick?
Probably Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Interesting. Mine goes down to Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2 or Transformers Dark of the Moon. And I'm going to pick Transformers. Not because it was a good movie, but because that was eye candy to the extreme. The visual effects on that were beautiful. Not talking about the script, not talking about the story, or the music, or the portrayals. Just the visual effects were beautiful. Harry Potter did very nicely. I think Harry Potter, the movie franchise, has a beautiful atmosphere, beautiful set. Especially with the last films, really did well with the makeup and stuff, and the visual effects with them, you know, apparating and using their various spells, the Avada Kedavra, and all that stuff. But I'm going to have to give it to Dark of the Moon for Transformers, just because, you know, say what you want about the Transformers films, they look beautiful. They are stunning looking. Anything else you want to hit?
We should do the Best Original Screenplay.
Okay. Well, I didn't watch any of these films, so did you?
Yes.
Okay. You did. Okay. Then you can take this solely, seeing it's your channel. You can put the final nail in the coffin, and you can go for it. It's all yours.
That's morbid.
It's not morbid. It's a terminology.
Okay, so
Look. You know what's morbid is Ring Around the Rosie, because that's about the Black Plague. That's morbid.
So the artist Michelle, here we go, Hazanavicius. Bridesmaids, Annie Mumolo and Kristen Wiig. Margin Call, J.C. Chandor. Midnight in Paris, Woody Allen. A Separation, Ashgar Farhadi.
Mine goes to Separation.
I think I'm just gonna go with the artist because where I've seen Bridesmaids, there wasn't anything. There wasn't anything.
Because I didn't see any films, I just picked something at random.
Original about that screenplay to me. It was fun to go see with a group of friends. My friend that was recently engaged at the time, but
Who's that? Oh, yeah.
And I'm getting thrown off because he got rid of the list, but they're just. Bridesmaids wasn't original to me and it wasn't my kind of humor. So I want to go with the artist because I'd like to see that. It's a silent film. It's black and white. I'm not so big on the black and white films, but I like the silent aspect to them. So I root for the artist. Okay, and all that being said, I don't want anyone to think that we don't find the other categories important. They are of equal importance, but there are categories that are better known than others and easier for us to comment on, so we went with a certain selection, but I don't want anybody to think that
No, that's true. You know,
the other categories are
gotta give
weak.
credit where credit's due. I mean, there's no way, shape, or form I could do music or art design or anything like that. So, all joking aside, of course. I mean, but yeah, we're just hitting the big ones. We're at 30 minutes, 31 minutes and 45 seconds right now. So, gotta make it quick. You guys don't want to sit through this whole thing, going for like an hour.
Or do you?
So with that said, I guess we're gonna end the video here.
So thank you for tuning in with us, and if you have any comments on the nominations we made or the other nominations, then please feel free to say so or tell us who you're rooting for and whatnot.
Yeah. So we'll end this video here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.
And this is your gossip guru.